Hey guys. All right, let me make sure that this goes live on the other side so I can mute it really quick. How's everyone doing? Hi Tangi. Hi Courtney. How you guys doing today? And it's still not live. All right. Hi Courtney. Oops. There we go. All right. So I was supposed to have Branddy here with me today, and I guess she sent me a message, but I never received the message. She's not at home, so she's unable to join me. Or at least I don't think she's going to be able to join me. She has not responded back because of being on the road. So I'm not sure if her internet is kind of wishy-washy. I'm not sure. Hi, Sonia. How are you, honey? So I'm going to be doing Western the best I can because I didn't really do any research on Western because I was going to be taking care of Real Sky. Hi, Summer. So just go ahead and first of all, in Western astrology, it is a new moon in Gemini. Let me just let you know with my book here what that means. And then if you want to let me know what your your rising sign is, or your sun sign, if you don't know your rising sign, then I can show you what house that affects. So with and also it's a eclipse, a sun eclipse or solar eclipse. So I'm not 100% sure what that means, but after this is over, I will be putting a couple of links down to a couple of different oh, and here comes the rain. A couple of different videos for you guys to watch that talk about the solar eclipse and all that good stuff. But it's all happening at the same time. And a solar eclipse, just so you know, really quick, I do know this much. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Glennis. I do know that it is where the new moon completely covers what we can see from our viewpoint of the sun, because interestingly enough, the sun is 400 times larger than the moon, or the moon is 400 times smaller, and it's 400 or it's the exact same distance, so that when the moon comes in front of it, it actually blocks it out completely. And we are like the only moon in our solar system that does that, which is interesting enough. Which makes me also think about the theories that, is the moon really a natural thing or was it created? But that's a whole other but that's a whole other issue. So she says she's going to join. Yeah, I've started. But she's in her vehicle, which is okay. So that was just a little tidbit about that. That's why it completely blocks out the sun, because it's just like that perfect size kind of thing. So if she's going to be joining us, which she'll probably be here in a second, she can tell you the Western bit, and I'll start. Hi, Amber. How are you doing? I'll start with the new sky then, or the real sky, I mean. The real sky is actually in Taurus. What the difference of that means is, in Western is a fixed system. So it's based off of like the seasons, and it's called tropical. Whereas real sky is where it's like the marrying of astronomy and the marrying of astrology, because it is actually what is in the sky right now. So if you were to look through a telescope, or look through your what is it, Stellarium, or Sky Map, or there's different kinds of astronomy apps that you can get. Hi, Leanne. So So I'll show you. Let me see if I can pull it up. Where is it? I'm not sure if you can see that. They're apps that you can get. One is called Stellarium and one is called Sky Map. And if you have an iPhone, it's, I can't remember. It's Map, Skywalk, or something like that. But you can click on it, and I'll show you what it does. Sometimes you have to go like this. All right. So it shows you what is actually in the sky as you move it, and it looks like it's blocking. Okay, now it's moving. So it'll show you what's in the sky and where it's at the sky. So when you're actually, yes, exactly. So on the 10th, which June 10th at, well, where I'm at, it's 5:53 a.m. is what I seen. But there's other things that say 6:53 a.m. So depending on where you're at that time, use an app, an astronomy app, and see where it actually is in the sky. And it's not where Western astrology says it is. It's actually in probably the sign before that. So, but yeah, let's see where the moon is right now. The moon is right just outside of Aries, it looks like. Yeah. So another thing I want to show you guys. Let me get out of this now. So it looks like maybe she can't connect or something because she's not coming through. So another thing. Oh, I want to show you this. Okay. This is what a real sky chart looks like. And so there are 13 signs, not 12 signs in Real Sky Astrology because there's Ophiuchus. And Ophiuchus it shares the same house with Scorpio. You can see it. Here, let me see. See right down here. You can see my cursor. This is Ophiuchus and this is Scorpio. Okay. So in Real Sky, I wonder why there's a difference. Well, because they kept the system that Western astrology, they've just continued to use that system. It's a fixed system. So it's based off of the seasons, not based off of what's really in the sky. So but Real Sky is still based off of the Western system, but it actually takes into account what is truly in the sky versus the fixed system of the seasons. And another part of it is when they started it, Aries was truly the sign that was in the sky at the time of the spring solstice. But that's no longer the case because Western astrology would have you think that we are actually in the sign of Gemini right now, right? Let me look. Yes, it would say it's in Gemini, but it's actually in Taurus still. So I know it's kind of weird. So she's typing again. I'm sorry, guys. This is I've got like different windows opened up. Let me see if I can just send her an invite again. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know. Okay, sorry. I'm not sure what's going on. Oh boy. So I don't know. She said she thought it was 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. This happens sometimes. And you know what? It's Mercury retrograde, right? So she said she's going to pull over as soon as she can. She's not at home. She's in Washington. So I don't know. So we will be getting on. Hopefully she'll be able to get on and we'll be talking about the Western. But so Taurus, the energy with Taurus, with the moon being, or the new moon being in Taurus, it's about setting new intentions. We know that the new moon is about setting new intentions. But in Taurus, setting, blame it on the rain. Yeah, exactly. But setting intentions in Taurus is really about our senses and the things that we have, the things that we, because it's ruled by Venus, but it's like, well, let me read the house for you that is based off of Taurus, and that will kind of explain to you. And see, that's another thing about the difference between Western and Real Sky, because they are completely different moons. One being Taurus, which is an earth energy, and one being Gemini, which is an air energy. One is immutable, one is a fixed. So one is easily more changeable, and one is more stubborn. Okay, so, but also, I mean, there's different energies that come with that, but let me show you. Okay, so the second house, which is based off of Taurus. The second house shows how you handle your belongings, that you hold sacred. Money, objects, qualities in yourself and others are what this house shows. It can show the side of you. Let's see. Okay. It can show the side of you that maintains your possessions and what you buy for yourself, as well as the amount of money that you earn. It shows what you are willing to do for money. So it is highly related to your self-esteem and stuff like that. So let's say, for instance, and especially with it being a solar eclipse, this is like a transformative time and a new moon. So let's say you're setting intentions in Taurus, using that energy for maybe something that you want to attain, or a feeling. Maybe it's personal relationships, because it also relates to love and, you know, the sensual feelings that we have, which house shows when my brain will work again. That's usually Mercury. And you're funny, wherever your Mercury is. Which in Gemini, funny enough, if we were talking about in the Western astrology, now based on the third house of Gemini, which is what this moon is in, Gemini, the third house is related to your neighborhood, which includes like where you shop, where you bank, okay, your Mercury is in Aries. Okay. Well, that means you're very, because Aries is based on you, the person that you are, your identity. And with Mercury being the planet of, which is the quickest planet, but also the planet that has to do with the way that you communicate with others and the way that you think, the way that your mind processes things. I'm wondering if this is her. No. Okay. So I would say that's pretty good, actually, because Aries is also like the first sign. So it's like the initiator. It's like the major entrepreneur. It's a cardinal sign. So I would say that's pretty good, which, I mean, you're always very, very quick. I mean, like that. So that doesn't surprise me with your Aries being in Mercury, or your Mercury being in Aries, I should say. But the third house is related to your neighborhood, which includes where you shop, work out, bank, and mail out your letters. This is the side of you that takes care of the day-to-day tasks and routines that you don't have to think too much about. This also relates to childhood and your grammar school, and shows your relationships to your siblings, the way you communicate, and your attitude towards tiny adventures or short trips. So, yeah. So getting back to the Taurus bit. So this is very much about, this moon is very much in Real Sky and Taurus, very much about those things, setting intentions for the things that you want in your life, whether it's a new car or and the things that you have, the tangible things, but also the way that you look at money. So investments, sensual pleasure, all those things that bring you like joy and stuff like that. Those are the kind of things to be looking at for Taurus. So what are your guys' rising signs? And this will probably tell me where it's going to fall for you in your house. It is a really good time for change, and also a time to take stock of how you feel about yourself related to like your belongings and stuff like that. So, and others. Okay, so if you're a Virgo rising, and this is also the funny part about it. Okay. So another thing about Real Sky versus Western astrology, and this is what makes it a little bit more difficult to be doing this, and why it's not going to be as cut and dry as Western. So if you look at the chart that I have up here, you see that right here is Virgo, right there. Virgo is the largest constellation in the sky. Western astrology is like based off of all the houses being even. There being 12 signs or zodiac signs on the ecliptic, and it being all 30 degrees, a 360-degree wheel. But that's actually not accurate, because Virgo is the longest. It is the biggest constellation in the ecliptic. And then you have Pisces is really large. So if you go around like here, look at how big Pisces is. Taurus is a little bit larger. Sagittarius is a little bit larger over here. Virgo is bigger. And then you have other ones that are smaller, like Ophiuchus, the 13th sign here. Scorpio is much smaller. Libra is smaller. Aquarius is smaller. Capricorn is a little bit smaller. It does even itself out almost. But so if you're saying that your rising sign is Virgo, it could still be Virgo in Real Sky, because it is the largest. So it depends on where it falls on the rising. Is it by one of the, is it like on a cusp kind of thing? If so, then it could possibly be hitting your 9th house of spirituality and higher learning, dharma, religion. That's where it could be hitting. Usually get my Virgo sign read first, when my sun, then my moon, then Venus, when I look at horoscopes. So if it is in Western, then it's going to hit probably your 8th house, I'm thinking. Let me look really quick. Your 10th house. So if it is in Western astrology, it's hitting your 10th house, which is like of career and the father and like your public life, that kind of stuff. So, let's see. So I'll tell you what the 9th house is. The 9th house is all about how you handle new experiences. It's the house that's based off of Sagittarius. Foreign places, long distance travel, and legal matters. This is also a house of higher education, big picture stuff like politics, religion, philosophy, and our beliefs. It's also about publishing, advertising, and how we handle formatting our opinions, or forming our opinions, formatting. It is known as the most auspicious house, the luckiest house, and the house of Dharma. Dharma is like the main purpose or that we have in our lifetime. So if it's the 10th house, which is in Western astrology, so remember, if it's Gemini, if you're basing it off of Western astrology, then it has everything to do with Gemini. Gemini being the full moon, that energy, right? Which is all about like learning and then turning around and teaching somebody else. Geminis are thinkers. They're also ruled by Mercury, just like Virgo, or Yes, just like Virgo is also ruled by Mercury, which is the thought planet and communication. So there's that. And it would also be your 10th house, your public side. It is the house of our chart that describes your public career, your reputation, your social status. This is the side of you that takes time to learn and become accomplished. Shows your behavior in moments of authority and when under someone else's authority. Because the 10th house is like the house of Capricorn, based off of Capricorn, which is ruled by Saturn, which is like restrictions and planning out stuff, which is also Virgo as well, but setting like strong foundations kind of thing, which, by the way, you can see that we are right now in a Mercury retrograde, we're in a Pluto retrograde, and we are in a Saturn retrograde. There is so much. I mean, there's seriously. Your Venus is in Gemini. You have Gemini in your chart 3 times. Wow. The twins. You know, there's also other things that talk about, like the Gemini. Either you hear bad things like being two-faced, but there's other ones that say it's actually because you are very balanced with your physical self and your higher self. You're in like communication or constant communication with your higher self as well. And Jupiter too, right? No, Jupiter's not in retrograde right now, I don't believe. It's Mercury. No, Jupiter is in Aquarius right now. It's not retrograde. There's 3 retrogrades, which is Saturn, Pluto, and Mercury. Exactly. Going, na. Yes. Oh my goodness. Okay. So who else? Let's see. Who else told me their Capricorn rising? Okay. So Dawn, with the Capricorn rising in Real Sky, that could put you at around your 5th house. That Taurus is in your 5th house, which has to do with like creative expression. It's the most auspicious house of all of them. It is the fun house, the things that you do for fun and creativity and self-expression, romance also. So that is, yep, the fun side of you, the things that you do for play when the work is completed. This is the charming, creative, delightful side of you, where your interests, your playmates, and your hobbies can be found. Neptune is not in retrograde. Oh, on the 25th. Okay, yeah. This is the house of joy, and it can also be a house of speculation and gambling. So, with that being said, and with it being a Taurus moon, I'm thinking you just need to have some friggin' fun with all this good weather that we're having right now. Go to the beach or do whatever. Just do what you love to do and set that intention, going forward, whatever it is that you love doing, creative expression, whatever, that's what you need to do. That's where it's going to help you grow at this time. Now in Western, I believe that would put you at the 6th house then. Is that right? Which is like health and routines. Let's see. Yeah, the 6th house. So the 6th house is health, hygiene, healing, chores, struggles, illness, enemies. Well, we all need fun, Tangi. And Taurus moon is all about that. Doing the things that stimulate you, that whether that be stimulate your senses. This is a time for just being in a joyful mood. But if it's in your 5th house, it's like even like double time. Double time. So the sixth house is where you keep the side of you that decides how you like things to go long over the course of the day. It's like you're planning. The planner side of you, because this is the house of schedules and planning and refers to the nature of your work, environment, and how you take care of your health. It's how you function. Your pets are also traditionally part of the sixth house because because we tend to take care of them on a routine too. So if you're talking about Gemini, then with Western astrology, the energy of like being mindful, whatever it is that you're learning that you want to go ahead and teach, then it might have to do with like normal everyday routine stuff, making long-term plans, writing it out, getting out your planner, that kind of stuff for Western. So I hope that helps. I'm liking the Taurus energy much better. The having fun and kicking, This is a sensual time with lovers and getting out in the sun and having a good time. All right, let's see. Who else do we have? Let me go back up. Okay, so you're a Libra rising. And Courtney, is that Western astrology, honey? And, oh, yeah. I didn't take that in. Okay. I didn't take that into consideration. My Mercury is in Scorpio as well. In Western, I don't know about Real Sky, but it is my third house. Oh. Okay. All right. So, Leanne, with you being an Aries rising for Western, that would mean, and I'll get back to you, Courtney. Let's see. Aries would be it would affect your third house, which I just kind of talked about with Gemini. It's your house of communication, writing, memory, relates to your neighborhood, your, early development, stuff like that. If we are looking at, you're probably actually a rising of Pisces then. If in Real Sky, which would put you at your third house. It would still affect your third house. The Taurus moon would. So if you're doing any kind of, there she is. Hi, honey.
Hi, I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful, Rachele.
Oh, what's that? This
image.
Oh, thank you. That's the Real Sky for today.
I'm so excited to learn about that. Did I miss a whole bunch of it?
A little bit. A little bit. I was just telling, because see what happens when you're doing Real Sky in comparison to Western astrology, it usually goes back a sign. That's not always the case. But I will tell you, I do have dates here. Granted, that doesn't really help with your rising sign. But, so what is your birth date, honey?
August 11, 1984.
Okay, in Real Sky, you're a Leo.
Oh, I am a Leo.
Yes. And in your Western, what are you? You are you're a Leo still.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But you're right on the cusp, because Leo starts August 10th in Real Sky. And so you would be like Cancer Leo cusp, but you are still Leo. But if you look at this chart, you'll see it's because Leo is a little bit one of the bigger constellations.
Mm-hmm.
So is Virgo. Cancer is a little bit smaller. Gemini is a little bit smaller. Like I was telling them around the chart, you'll see that Pisces is much larger. So it's based off of the actual size of the constellations. So
That makes
and
sense.
yeah, and instead of them all being 30 degrees. That's why it's not so easy to determine what somebody is. I mean, these are all kind of guesses because really you need to get your chart done to see where it actually falls in real sky, because it's not as easy as saying, okay, it's the house before that or the house after that, because some of my houses, I'll have 3 different signs in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because it's so big.
Because some are bigger and because of where they fall. Yeah.
That's super interesting. It kind of reminds me of the Placidus system in that you can get intercepted signs because not each of the sign houses are the same size.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly the case here. Virgo is the largest constellation in the sky, in the ecliptic, that is.
Oh, wow.
The Western ecliptic. And then you have like Pisces. Yeah. Exactly. So, let's see.
So I see it's actually a new moon in Taurus by Real Sky Astrology.
Yes. Now, if you were to actually get a telescope or use an app, I have a couple of different apps on an Android. I have Stellarium and I have Sky Map. And if you use it wherever you're at, it'll show you where the stuff truly is in the sky. Western is based off of a fixed system, which was correct a little over 2,000 years ago. But as we continue to revolve or rotate the axis of the Earth, plus the constellations not truly being all 30 degree size, it changes.
Yeah.
So real sky is where like astrology and astronomy come together. The science meets the system, because it's still based off of a Western system.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So for me, once I knew about real sky, there's just no going back, because, but to each their own, but anyways, I'm sorry, I kind of got off track. Leanne, you are more than likely in real sky, a rising sign of probably Pisces. So instead of Aries, and Pisces would have put it in your 3rd house as well, the moon in your 3rd house. So, but the difference is one is Gemini and one is Taurus. One is Earth, one is air. So,
Rachele,
all right.
You might love the Stargazer's Almanac, because every month in the Northern Hemisphere, it shows you literally what constellations and it labels them for you. It's really nice.
Yes, this actually does that also.
Ooh,
you
fancy.
can get it. You can get it on your phone. One is called Stellarium and one is called Sky Map. And if you have an iPhone, I think it's Skywalk Map or something like that. And it's actually astronomy. I'll show you again really quick. I showed everybody.
Stellarium.
Maybe the people.
Okay.
Is that what you have as a Android?
I have
an Android device,
but I will look it up.
So see?
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's exactly what my almanac looks like, but that's way more portable.
Exactly. You can go out at night when you're looking at your stars or the moon or Venus that's really bright, right? And go like that and see where it's at. Exactly. Wow. Real sky where it's at.
Download that.
Yeah. Okay. So
how do you think it changes like intention setting for the aspects?
Say that again. What?
I'm in the woods. How do you think it changes intention setting?
Oh my gosh. I think it completely changes it. That's why it's like, that's why I was saying one is Gemini in Western astrology. And that is an air sign, a mutable air sign. So it's a completely different energy. And then you've got Taurus, which is a fixed mutable or a fixed earth sign. One is a feminine, one is masculine. They're completely different. So I would say, based on what kind of stuff you're dealing with in your life right now, that would better tell you what system to use. You know what I mean? So if you're going to school and you're trying to learn something, that Gemini energy would be way better to be focusing on. Whereas if you're just trying to have relaxing time with your family and just enjoying what you have, and because Taurus is very much about the senses and what you have, and I was wondering if I was going to lose her. So you can see they completely change. The energies change depending on what system you're using. Okay, so Courtney, and I know you know this. You're a Libra rising in Western, correct? Do you know what your Vedic, or not your Vedic, but your real sky? Oh, there she is again. Okay, so Libra for you would actually be in Western, your 9th house. Okay, welcome back, honey.
Is it my poor internet connection?
I'm thinking so.
Oh.
I'm thinking so. Guys, can you tell me whether or not am I going out? Or is Branddy going out? I hear
I think it's yeah.
Yeah, there's like a weird chopping noise, or chop 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 chop.
Yeah, I can hear it too. I'm sorry. Let me try and turn
That's okay. I'm sorry. Oh. Well, do you want to say anything to Courtney? It's in Libra, which would be her 9th house. So for Gemini energy, would you want to let her know how she could use the new moon energy in Gemini in her 9th house?
I have my research right here. 1 second.
Yeah, crunchy. Gremlins. Summer says gremlins.
So she's a Libra rising, you said?
Libra rising in Western, yes.
So it's going to affect her in her 4th house. Let's see. Wait, no.
Am I looking at the wrong one?
I'm looking at the full moon. Sorry. I want to look at the new moon.
Yeah, I have it as her 9th house. Eating her microphone. Uh-oh. Looks like we lost her again. Okay. Hi, Denise. Yeah, just really quickly. Real sky is really what is in the sky. Oh, we've got another device here. Okay, add to stream. Let's remove that one. So, over 2,000 years. Okay, there she is.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. This is not working. Okay.
This is Mercury retrograde. This is what it does to you guys.
I have been feeling it, Rachele. We ran over a brick or something in the road, and I popped my tires. I had to buy 2 new tires. It's been just a terrible trip.
Oh, man.
This part of your chart is related to study, travel, and adventure. There's a rush of new energy in these areas of your life. So if you have plans for them, ask for the sky support. The part of your chart is about seeing the big picture of your life. It's about higher learning and self-improvement. This is the month to open your eyes to the big wide world rather than fretting about all the little details. Did that come through?
Yes. Kind of froggy, but it came through. And Courtney, do you know whether or not in real sky, are you a Virgo rising? because Virgo rising would also put it in your ninth house of like Dharma, spirituality, higher learning, all that area. Oh, Summer's having issues with hers too. Yes, it does sound like someone's eating something. It sounds like eating. Aliens are interfering. Yes. So, anyways, getting back to you, Denise. And I kind of wondered whether or not this first one was going to be like that. You're not sure about Real Sky. Okay. So, Real Sky is where, if you look at what's on the chart here, this is the size of the true constellations. In Western astrology, the wheel is each one of the houses is 30 degrees. In Real Sky Astrology, the constellations are not all the same size. So they're not all an even 30 degrees. This Real Sky represents what's truly in the sky. It's not based off of a fixed system, which is Western astrology. So if you have like a telescope, or you have an app like Stellarium or GoSkyWatch or Sky Map, or depending on whether you have an iPhone or an Android device, you can actually look up in the sky and see like where the moon is. And in Real Sky, which is actually depicting what is really in the sky, if you were to look through a telescope, that's what's really in the sky. The new moon is actually in Taurus. And the eclipse is going to be in Taurus. And our sun is actually in Taurus, not Gemini. So people that are born on this day are truly, if you're using the Real Sky, are truly Taurus, not Geminis. So there, just to explain that a little bit better. All right. So let me see, who else do we have here? Hi, Andy. All right. I'm looking up to see. You are back. Welcome back, sweetie.
Oh my goodness.
Someone is definitely chowing down, it sounds like.
I know. I don't know. It says I have full bars, but I have no idea why it's having such difficulty.
It's just Mercury messing with you.
God, it has been, girl. Oh my goodness.
And plus, with this solar eclipse coming, there's other things that you can see, like squares, like Uranus and Saturn.
Exactly.
They're squaring off.
They are, and Mars is getting ready to go into Leo, so it's going to be like flip a table energy. So,
well, I show Mars actually in Cancer, and it is in an opposition with Pluto, which is in retrograde. So,
I think
which
change. When do you see it changing? I think it changes this next upcoming week. Or in Real Sky, when does it change?
I don't know. I didn't do that. I only did just for the 10th. So I'm not actually watching it, but I can look and see really quick. This will be a good thing. Let's use the app. Let's see where it's actually at. All right. Where are you, Mars? Yeah, Mars is in Cancer. Mars is actually in Cancer right now. So that's a lot of emotions, right? Fire and water, right? Fire and water. Yeah. But here's the thing. It does. It sounds like potato chips. Here's the thing, though, and I've talked about this. With Western, you have the majority of the Western society that puts their energy, that's what they believe, right? is Western. They're using that fixed system. So there's still energy in that. There's still power in that. But then you have what's actually in the sky. So the universe or the solar system. So there's energy in that. So I say rather than fighting against one system or the other system, utilize both of them, however, whatever works for you and what's going on in your life at the time. That's how
exactly,
I say it.
Rachele. However you understand the energy.
Yeah. So I think we'll cut this actually short today, guys, because all of the issues that we're having, and it's not fair because I know the majority of you are into Western, and I really wasn't prepared. And Branddy had sent me a message, but I didn't get it. It must have been on an old, you said an old Facebook or something.
Yeah, but I actually, this is profoundly interesting, Rachele. So I would actually love to expound upon this again, because I like the idea of knowing actually where the constellations are literally in the sky. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Because it's all energy, right? It's about utilizing that energy. Yeah.
It's so, yes. And I do apologize for all the noise. Mercury retrograde is kicking my butt this time. But this is so interesting. I love the visuals, by the way. They're absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I can
Did you
actually
make them?
take that. No, I actually got this, and I'm going to put links down below for everybody where they can actually go and get their Real Sky done. And also a link down below. Where do you normally get your Western done?
I usually go to Cafe Astrology, but also astro.com is really good. And Chani has a new app. It's amazing and it's free.
Okay. All right. So I'll be putting that stuff down below where people can go and get their charts done and look at the differences. Look at what your Real Sky is in comparison to your Western and see which one on any given day works better for you. I say, why be limited? We don't have to limit ourselves. We can do whatever the hell we want, right? Let me remove that. There we go. Yes, she uses Cafe Astrology too. Okay. All right. You're just confused, Stephanie. I don't understand. I feel like I will never understand all this astrology stuff. You will. I promise. If you really try, the difference between Real Sky and Western is not that big of a deal. It really isn't. It's just understanding a couple of different things, but it's the same system. Sky Map. Well, if you have Android, I'll show you mine. Okay.
Oh yes, I would love the links because that was such a cool app, Rachele.
Let me see. Okay, one is called Stellarium. And are you putting that? Oh, thank you. Maria just put in masteringthezodiac.com. And you can write to the, she put it in the chat, where you can go and get your Real Sky done. And one is called, Stellarium app. You can just go to, if you haven't, you can go to Google Play, the Google Play Store, if you have an Android, and get Stellarium, or the other one is called Sky Map. Just type it in and it'll come up for you. But there's other ones. Other ones will pop up when you do that. And then if you have a iPhone, I have iPhone and found Starwalk 2. Okay, there you go. Starwalk 2. Okay. And the beautiful thing about these are, if you don't want to use the true Sidereal where I use it, Mastering the Zodiac, you can also put in on one of these, like Stellarium or the Sky Map, there's a little drop down that you can use to time walk. So you can put in exactly where you were, the time that you were born, and it'll go back and show everything. Because a lot of the stuff that we do is based off of Western astrology. Many of the books are based off of Western astrology. And truly, you know, like even this, based off of Western astrology. But that's not what's truly in the sky. So, you know.
It's wonderful.
So I want to help you guys see what's actually in the sky and how that affects you, and then you do what you want with it. And Branddy will show you the Western stuff. And, you know, but she might be switching too after she finds all this out. Who knows?
I like learning both and then just using whatever sounds like the best. Like, just like you were saying, Rachele, look at both and whatever sounds like it means the most in my life right at this moment. Follow that.
Exactly. Because they're both powerful. They're both systems. They can both be utilized just as much. But it's all in what you're looking at. So. All right. Well, we're going to cut this short, guys. The next one will be better. Promise.
It won't be Mercury retrograde, that's for sure.
That's right. And I'll be putting
on your channel again, Rachele. Just a redo.
Either way, it doesn't really matter to me, honey. But I will be putting links down below. And thank you, everyone, for joining me. And I'm sorry it was so messy today, but it'll be better next time, I promise. Have a good one, guys.